So this video is hopefully just 5 quick writing tips before you ever start typing. This should cover or should apply to almost any high school level writing prompt. But I specifically do want to focus on the 10th grade state writing test as well. The 5 tips are pretty short and sound broad, but I want to keep it that way so they're kind of easy to remember if you ever do kind of get stuck and want to remember what tips you may have ever heard before you got to that test. Since I am kind of focusing on the 10th grade state writing test, once you're there, that's all you have is what's in front of you. So that is why I want to keep the 5 tips short and kind of easy to remember. So let's get started. The very first tip that I have is to read the prompt. Before you do anything else, read the prompt because, like I said, specifically with the state test, the prompt is not just going to be, a one-part question. It's usually going to be a multi-part question, and you need to understand the prompt because it is the most important thing, because you have got to answer the prompt in order to get a good score. Okay. Number 2, closely read the passage, and after you read the prompt, closely read it and try to understand it and analyze it. Don't just skim it, don't just read the words, but actually understand it and try to look further into the passage. Number 3 is after you do those 2 things, go ahead and write your thesis because that will be the driving force of the rest of your paper. After that, go ahead and start the rest of your outline. And in that outline, go ahead and pull evidence that supports your thesis. And make sure that you add a concluding statement. The concluding statement is actually more important than you think when it comes to the grading of a state test or any writing prompt. And then lastly, make sure that your thesis answers the prompt. Make sure that the evidence supports your thesis, which answers the prompt. Make sure that your argument follows the evidence and the thesis, which support your prompt. Okay? So applying this to the state test, keep in mind that the test is timed. It is only 75 minutes long or short, and it is prompt driven. That's why I constantly say make sure everything answers the prompt and points to the prompt and answers your prompt. Okay. Also, I wanted to show you this, and I will actually show you the a website where this is more in depth, but you can screenshot this and save it. But basically, the Mississippi State Test writing portion is graded with this rubric. Okay, you have a possible 12 points, and if you notice, there's only 4 areas. Mechanics, language conventions of mechanics only counts for maximum of 2 points. Grammar and usage only counts for maximum of 2 points. But development of ideas and organization each count for 4 points, total of 8 points. So this is your big, the meat of your score. So you can have a 100% perfectly written paper as far as grammar, but this is where the bulk of your points come from, okay? And this basically is saying the prompt is answered and evidence is given, and it's just a well-written paper more than just grammar, okay? I'm not saying grammar is not important, but if you see in the rubric, as long as a misspelling of a word doesn't change the meaning of what you're trying to say, it's really not that big of a deal. But I do want to show you this. I literally went to Google and typed, and I just want to show you this because I typed in Quastar, EOC, Gulliver's Travels, and I'm typing slow because I'm only using one hand because my other hand is holding my microphone. But if you just type that in and you click on the very, very first link, this is directly from the Mississippi Assessment website, the MDE website. But this is the document pulled up. It took a minute to pull up, so that's why I already have it pulled up. But if you, okay, so this document is super, super helpful. I didn't go into depth about the breakdown of the paper, like thesis, body, conclusion, and just a whole outline, because there are endless links, videos, and websites that can help you with that. But I did want to show you this document because I think that it will help you the most. I know it helped me a lot. But you get a sample of an excerpt, you get the text, and then this is exactly how it would be on the state test. Then it gives you the prompt. Notice that this prompt is multi-part. It's not just a one-sentence question, okay? And then it gives you samples of every single area that will be scored. And it gives you what 0 points looks like. It gives you what 1 point looks like and what 3 points look like, all the way through. So if you look at this right here, just glancing at it, I'm not going to, look at every single one of these because this document is 92 pages long. If you just look at this right here, it's pretty long. It looks like, hey, that might be good, but they got a 0. Okay, I don't see that many misspelled words, but if you scroll down, it will show you why it got a 0. And as you can see, this is the development part. So back to this rubric, and this rubric is in that document as well, but the development of ideas is one of the main parts that gives you the most points. But it says this response does not address how Gulliver's interactions with Glumdalclitch and the Queen developed the theme of overcoming fear. So basically, this does not answer the prompt. If you go back up and read the prompt, you will see that this text is not answering the prompt. So no matter that evidence was shown, that is why they got a 0. Okay, they plug in evidence from the text, and they gave a lot of information, and there are not many misspelled words, but they did not answer the prompt. Okay, so if you look at a 1, this is 1 point. This is way shorter than this one, the first passage that we looked at, or the first writing sample. But this one makes an attempt to even address the theme. This says, I think it's asking how Gulliver overcoming fear, which, yeah, the prompt is asking about overcoming fear, but that first sample didn't even address that. So as you can see, answering the prompt is very important, okay? This is a 2-point answer. Again, they demonstrate a partial understanding, some evidence, some reasoning, okay, and so forth. This is a 3-point answer, and this is what a 4-point answer looks like. So this is the top of what they want. Okay, so this says the writing is clear and consistent, answers the theme, answers the prompt. I mean, the evidence is specific, relevant, logical, and convincing. So down to the organization, again, it goes down from 0 to 4. And I want to show you why the concluding statement is so important. I never realized how important it was until I actually looked at how they grade these answers. Um, but this one got a 1. It says there is a lack of an introduction and only a very simple concluding statement. So for organization, if you have an intro, a body, and a conclusion, then you'll get more points in this because there's hardly a concluding statement. You've got to have all parts of an essay in your answer, okay? So that is the organization part, effective introduction and conclusion. So this is a 4-point answer. And so, like I said, I'm not going to look at every one of these, but there's the grammar, and then there's the mechanics. So like I said, this document is very important, and all you have to do is Google this right here, and you can have this document, and I think this will be the best tool for you to go through and look at. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at pruiz@pcsd.ms. And good luck. Thank you.